Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm probably going to post, I think maybe one or two more videos after this before the Georgia runoff election happens, but it'll just be all about Georgia. So today we're going to be taking a look at the early votes, and again, I know I haven't been posting as much, so don't worry, nothing has really changed. Once I get back from Utah, which I think I'm leaving tomorrow, unfortunately, I'll be probably going back to my daily upload schedule, or something like that. So thank you all for sticking with me. The thing last posted like 5 days ago, so yeah, it's been a good amount of time. But yeah, so this is gonna be. I've actually been really looking forward to this video because I think it's super interesting to analyze. And I just want to tell you that I am going to be making a county projection of both races in Georgia, and I'm going to be releasing a few models more in detail than I did for the 2020 election. Now, obviously, I did make predictions for the 2020 elections, but I did not do them in as much detail. But since I've had all this time, I've got a lot of stuff going on, so stay tuned for that. But let's get started with this video. So first, election Twitter breaking news. He's a great Twitter account. You should follow him. He is great. I really appreciate him, and I'm using him a couple times in this video. So, really quickly, let's just pull this up. 2,812,994 votes have been cast in Georgia's runoffs. We don't know who they've been cast for, but these are just early votes. Okay? So, yeah. Now, there are 104,527 Georgians who did not vote in the general election who voted in the Georgia runoff so far. That's going to grow. So far, it's over 100,000. As you can see, just really quickly, reminder, Joe Biden won the state of Georgia by 12,000 votes. So, coming over here, the majority of those, 31,000 of those 104,000, they're 18 through 29. These are primarily Democratic voters. Now, if you want to look at the exit polls for Georgia, I'll prove it. Look, age between 18 and 29, Joe Biden won them by 13%. So these are strong Democratic voting blocks. 30 to 39 was another one that I believe that Joe Biden won. He won them by 10%. So another strong Democratic voting block right there. 13,000 of those. 12,000, 40 through 49, which Trump narrowly carried. He won them by 7%. And then 65 or older, 23,000. So most of these are 18 through 29-year-olds, followed by 50, 64-year-olds, then 65 plus comes in third. So when you add up the Democratic voting block and the Republican voting block, it's pretty even, but a lot of these people are minorities, black voters, and as we know, let's go up race. Let's find race here. Do they have race? They have to have race. Here it is. Black voters went for Joe Biden by 77%. This is the Democrats' most solid voting bloc. And I can guarantee you that they want to get as many black voters to the polls as they possibly can, because the more black voters turn out to vote in Georgia, the higher chance the Democrats have of winning, because you have a black Senate candidate, and the Democratic Party, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows this, they rely on black voters for winning elections in states that have large black populations. They don't need black voters to win elections in California, but they do need them to win elections in Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. They didn't win Florida this year, but a lot of these southern swing states that have high black populations, they need them to win these elections. So in Georgia, the more black voters go to the polls, that's great news to the Democrats. So yeah, and I just want to really quickly take a look at Evan Scrimshaw. He actually tweeted one thing. And for those of you who don't know, Evan Scrimshaw does work for a lean toss-up. He actually doesn't like me very much, and I think his takes aren't necessarily I don't necessarily agree with them, but he actually brought up one data point, and I'm going to pull that up right here. So yeah, here it is. Evan Scrimshaw. Where's the tweet? So the black vote is increasing. 31.1% of the in-person early vote and mail-in early vote, those are black voters, and that's probably not going to change. It could decrease a little bit because more white voters are going to come out on election day, but there also could be some black voters. It'll probably stay around the same. The Republican Party need to get it to like 27%, because Joe Biden, there was 27.7% of the electorate was black when he won in November. They're not doing that. The black share of the electorate has increased. It is absolutely insane how much the Democrats, or how much the black voters are turning out for Democrats, and how much they're coming out to vote. And I think a lot of that is because John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are good candidates. Obviously Stacey Abrams is a better candidate than both of them, But, I mean, Ossoff's run a good campaign. He's made David Perdue look like a crook, even though, in January of this year, Perdue was just like your average Republican senator who was going to cruise to re-election. And as for Raphael Warnock, I mean, he's really has been able to have high enough turnout to keep this race in play, whereas in runoffs, it's usually not high turnout. So, yeah. Now, let's dive a little deeper into this. So, this is the runoff election. I should refresh this page because I pulled it up last night. So, they just updated 2,812,994 people have cast their votes in the Georgia runoffs. So, let's take a look at the demographics. 31.1% of the electorate is black. Let's compare that to Joe Biden. 27.7%, 27.8%, doesn't really matter, was black. The black share of the electorate is increasing. 55.6% of the electorate is white. 56.6% of the electorate was white when Joe Biden won. The white share of the electorate is decreasing, as you can see. If we go to race, Donald Trump won the white vote by 39%. Let's now go to other. I think other has decreased a little bit, 8.7%. For other, currently, right now, it was 10.4%. But again, stuff is going to change. We still have, I think this is your last day to early vote in Georgia. I'm not sure. But this is still going to be election day. And speaking of election day results, I just want to take a look at something that he said over here. So, Evans Grimshaw, like I said, I don't necessarily agree with him on everything, but I'm going to say that he's 100% right about this. The GOP netted 218,000 votes in November on election day, so they won the election day vote by 218,000. If you think that they're going to net the same thing in a January runoff, you're probably wrong. There's a 99% chance that you're wrong. Unless the Republican Party has insanely high turnout. And by the way, they're not going to have this high turnout because the Republican Party is the party of Trump. And right now, a lot of Trump supporters are really upset that Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue have not been, I don't want to get, just fighting for Trump or expressing dissatisfaction with the election results. So I guess that's how I'm going to phrase it. It's a hard topic to dance around, but I'm doing my best. So, yeah, like I said, if you think that there are going to be over 230-something thousand voters coming out on election day, if you think the Republicans are going to win the election day vote by 230,000 votes, which might not even be enough, you're probably wrong. That's what the Democrats right now are doing so well in the Georgia runoffs. They did choke in the Senate. They really should have won a lot of races that they lost, like Maine, North Carolina. You can throw Montana in there, but right now, Georgia, I was originally very, both these races are lean Republican. I then moved them, the Warnock race to tilt Republican, and then the Ossoff race to tilt Republican. Then Warnock race went to toss-up, and now it's tilt Democratic. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to say about the Ossoff race, but they're both going to be very close. Stay tuned for my final predictions. So, yeah. Now, taking a look at the congressional district map, and I'm just going to pull up the House results really quickly because I don't want to have a dumb moment where I forget who won the congressional districts. Here they are. So, the bluest congressional district, I believe, is the 5th district, where it's the 93% district. It's some other district. I'm pretty sure there's another district for the Democrats. Okay, whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I thought, okay, never mind. So, the 5th district is the most Democratic district in the state. The Democrats won it, as you can see, by 70%. So let's take a look at the turnout from the 5th district on Georgia Votes, which is a great website. Let's take a look at the turnout right here. There have been, in total, let's see, turnout is 72% of the 2020 electorate. Now let's take a look at the most Republican district in the state. Marjorie Taylor Greene's district is pretty Republican. I'm trying to find, is that the most Republican? Okay, the 9th district is pretty Republican. Let's take a look at Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, mostly because she's famous for being a conspiracy theorist. But yeah, so let's take a look at the 14th district. Turnout there is 57% of the 2020 electorate. Compare that to 72%. And this is early votes. This is going to change. But you're still measuring early vote. You're still measuring the same thing. It's not like some districts don't have early vote. You're still measuring the same thing. And the fact that turnout in a heavily Democratic district is 15% higher than it is in this Republican district. That is really bad news for the Republican Party. And I'm not going to pull it up right now. I mean, I can if I want to. You know what? Sure, I'll pull it up. There are a lot of Republicans who really think that the Democrats are going to win. And here in Charles Bethea says he asked a GOP strategist in Georgia what he thought of the new JMC poll, showing big leads for Ossoff and Warnock. He said the margins were off, but he said, I do think the Democrats are going to win. I think the deficit in early voting is too big to overcome. So when the Republican Party is saying that, we don't feel good about this, that's not good news for them. I'm going to pull one more thing up. So taking a look at this, ET breaking news, there was a poll with JMC said that 75% said they plan to already have early voted in person. 16% say they plan to already have voted early by mail. Only 7% plan to vote on election day. If this holds up, if these demographics hold up, we're looking at a 4 or 5% Democratic win. I'm not going to say that they're going to win by 4 or 5%, but I am going to say the Democrats have to be very happy with where they are right now. So, yeah. So, thank you all for watching this video. Here's a good article you can read if my video didn't satisfy you enough. But, yeah, essentially Democrats are encouraged by stats that show their voters are overperforming with early voting set to conclude later this week. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below who you think is going to win the Georgia runoffs. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.